He wasn't a king. He wasn't a general. He didn't command a single standing army. But when he snapped his fingers, emperors fell to their knees. Popes begged for his permission to build the Vatican. We are talking about a man who treated nations like chess pieces and gold like ammunition. But Jakob Fugger started as the spare son, the one nobody expected to survive, let alone rule. And in the next few minutes, you're going to watch him make a single, terrifying decision in a freezing room in the Alps that didn't just make him the richest businessman in history. It invented the modern world. Jakob Fugger personally owned roughly 2.2% of the entire European economy. But be warned, once you see how he played the game, you will never look at your own bank account the same way. So, how did a weaver's spare son held the fate of Europe in his pocket? Let me take you back. The year is 1487. Jakob is sitting in the counting house in Augsburg. He's not the fat man you see in the Renaissance paintings, not yet. He's 28, sharp, hungry. His eyes are scanning ledgers that would make a lesser man vomit. The family business is fine. They weave wool, they trade a little spice. They are respectable. But Jakob doesn't want respectable. He looks at the map on his wall. Venice. Venice controls everything. The Venetians decide who eats. They decide who starves. And they have decided that German merchants like the Fuggers are nobodies. But Jakob has a secret weapon. He hasn't just been sitting in Augsburg. He has been grooming a client. For 2 years, the Fugger family has been supplying the court of Tyrol with silks, spices, and velvet. And Jakob gave the Archduke a very special deal. Buy now, pay later. He let the Archduke run up a massive tab. He let the prince wear the finest clothes in Europe for free. His brothers called it a loss. Jakob called it a down payment. He was buying access. He knew that a prince might ignore a stranger, but he has to talk to his tailor. And now, the trap springs. Down in Tyrol, Sigmund has started a war with Venice. The Venetian banks have frozen his accounts. He is desperate. He needs cash, not silk. And he remembers the quiet German merchant who never asked for his money back. The door opens. A messenger, muddy boots, putting a letter on the desk. It's from the Archduke. The message is simple. I owe you for the velvet, but now I need 150,000 florins for the war, and I have nowhere else to go. The room goes silent. His brothers, Ulrich and Georg, go pale. 150,000 florins is everything they have, plus everything they can borrow. They start shouting. Sigmund is a black hole, Ulrich screams. He owes money to the Bavarians. He owes money to the strumpets in Innsbruck. If we lend him this, we are destitute by morning. They are right. In 1487, there is no Federal Reserve to bail you out. There's no bankruptcy court to protect you. If a prince defaults, you don't get a tax write-off. You get ruined. Your creditors come to your house, take your furniture, take your clothes, and throw you in a debtor's prison where you rot until you die. Logic says, burn the letter. But Jakob isn't listening to them. He's calculating something else. He's not looking at the debt. He's looking at what he owns. Most people see a broke prince. Jakob sees the one thing the world is running out of. And what he's about to say to his brothers won't just cause a fight. It will start a war within the family. "We pay him," Jakob says. His brothers stop shouting. They stare at him like he's speaking calm insanity. "We pay him everything. We empty the vaults." Why? Because Jakob knows something the rest of the world has forgotten. Here is the lightning lesson. Most people focus on solvency. Can he pay me back? Jakob focuses on liquidity. What does he have that I can take?
Sigmund doesn't have gold. He has mountains. Specifically, the mountains of Schwarz. Fugger knows that inside those mountains lies the largest deposit of silver in Europe. But Sigmund is too incompetent to manage it. Jakob's plan is terrifying. He isn't going to lend money against tax revenue. He isn't going to lend against a promise. He is going to lend against the rock itself. But there is a problem. Venice knows about the silver too. And while Fugger is arguing with his brothers in Augsburg, a Venetian agent is already riding to Tyrol. The Venetians don't want to lend Sigmund money. They want to strangle him. They want to cut off his credit, force him to capitulate, and seize the mines as war reparations. If the Venetian gets to Sigmund first, the Fuggers are locked out forever. Jakob doesn't wait for his brothers to agree. He packs the saddlebags, he takes the gold, liquidity he had to beg from other merchants, and he rides south toward the Alps. Now pause. Understand what this ride means. This isn't a business trip. This is a suicide run. The roads to Tyrol are infested with robber knights. These aren't fairy tale villains. They are impoverished nobles who will slit a banker's throat for his boots, let alone 150,000 florins. Fugger rides fast. He rides hard. He uses the network he's been quietly building for years. The postal relay system. Fresh horses at every station. He is moving at the speed of information, while his competitors are moving at the speed of cargo. But as he crosses the pass, the weather turns. A blizzard slams into the mountains. The pass is blocked. He's stuck in a tavern in a village called Rute. And sitting across the room is a man speaking Italian, the Venetian agent. He's stuck too. Fugger pulls his hood down. He keeps his head low. If this man knows who Fugger is, if he knows what's in the saddlebags, Fugger won't leave this tavern alive. The Venetian stands up, walks toward Fugger's table. The room is silent, just the howling wind and the crackle of the fire. The Venetian asks for a light to his pipe. Fugger gives it to him. His hand does not shake. The Venetian nods, walks away. He doesn't know. The next morning, before the sun is up, while the Venetian is still sleeping off the wine, Fugger is gone. He pushes his horse through snowdrifts chest high. He arrives in Innsbruck, but the city is in chaos mode. Sigmund's court is in panic mode. The rumors are flying. The Archduke is going to abdicate. The Archduke is fleeing. If Sigmund leaves before signing, the deal is dead. And Fugger is holding a bag of gold in a city full of starving soldiers. He forces his way into the castle. He bribes the guards. He bribes the chamberlain. He gets to the door of the throne room. And that's when he hears it. Voices inside, shouting. Sigmund isn't alone. The local guilds are there, the mining captains. And they are telling Sigmund the one thing Fugger feared most. Do not take the German's money. If you take his money, he will own you. They are right. Fugger freezes. His hand is on the latch. He has one chance. He opens the door. The room smells of sweat and desperation. Sigmund looks up. He looks tired, broken, a man who just wants the noise to stop. The guild leaders turn to look at Fugger. They see a young man, a weaver's son. They sneer. "Go home, boy," one of them says. "The Archduke doesn't do business with commoners." Fugger doesn't look at them. He walks straight to the table. He drops the bag. The thud echoes in the silence. It's a heavy sound, the sound of salvation. He opens it. Gold florins spill onto the wood. Sigmund's eyes widen. It's been years since he's seen actual hard currency. "I am not here to do business," Fugger says. His voice is quiet, deadly calm. "I am here to solve your problem." The guild leader steps forward. "At what interest rate? 20%, 30%. Fugger shakes his head. 0 interest. The room goes dead silent. Even Sigmund looks suspicious now. 0? "I don't want your coin, Highness. I know you don't have it." Fugger pulls out a document. "I want the copper and silver output of the Schwarz mines for 10 years at a fixed price." The guild leaders explode. He's trying to corner the market. He's trying to bypass the Venetian monopoly. Yes, that is exactly what he is doing. Lightning lesson number 2. Amateurs negotiate for money. Professionals negotiate for assets. Fugger ignores the shouting. He looks at Sigmund. "Highness, the Venetians want to crush you. The guilds want to control you. I just want to sell metal. Sign this and you can pay your soldiers. You can fight your war. You can be a duke again." Sigmund looks at the gold. He looks at the paper. He picks up the quill. The guild leader slams his hand on the table. "If you sign that, we strike. The miners will not work for a Fugger." Sigmund hesitates. The quill hovers. This is the moment. Fugger leans in. He whispers, "If you don't sign, the Venetians will be here tomorrow, and they won't bring gold. They'll bring chains." Sigmund's hand trembles. He signs. Fugger snatches the paper before the ink is dry. He has it, the rights to the biggest silver mine in the world. He turns to leave, but the guild leader blocks his path. "You have a piece of paper, Weaver, but paper doesn't dig silver out of the ground. You think you've won? You've just bought a grave." Fugger walks past him. "We'll see." He walks out of the castle. The cold air hits him. He has done it. He has leveraged the family fortune into a monopoly on European silver. He mounts his horse. He looks at the document in his hand. It's a victory. Or so he thinks. Because as he rides back toward the pass, a rider watches him from the tree line. Not a Venetian, a courier, wearing the colors of the Pope. Fugger doesn't see him. He doesn't know that while he was securing the silver, a new player has entered the game. The church. And they have a very specific rule about lending money. It's called usury. And the punishment isn't bankruptcy. It's eternal damnation. Fugger rides on smiling. He has the silver, but he has no idea that he's just declared war on God. How will he get himself out of this rut away? The answer waits for you in the next episode. Subscribe now so you get notified when we drop it.